Well, hello everyone. My name is Robert Walker, and I'm with the ERDC CIO office. And today we're debuting some of our podcasting capabilities. And today we have the privilege of having Mr. Alvin Foster on the podcast with us. Hello, Alvin.
Hello, hello.
So a lot of you may know Alvin Foster comes from a long background of graphic design. He started his work. Most of us knew him from his work in the Chick-fil-A days, and we'll let him tell us about that. Alvin, uh, tell us a little bit about your background.
Well, it is green. It's from the rainforest. It is, as you can see, there are some trees back there, some foliage. I'm not exactly sure what part of the rainforest it's from, but it's definitely um, it's definitely pretty.
Okay. See, this is Alvin. If you know him, when I say give us your background, he thought I meant his literal Zoom background. Would you please tell us a little bit about your career background and how you got to where you are today?
Absolutely. So I
You can't
started.
ruin my podcast, man. Come on,
I can't.
we're totally
Challenge
dependent on you to make this look good.
challenge accepted. So I started with I started graduated from high school in 2006, and then immediately went to college, pursued an associate's degree from Hines Community College, graduated from there in December 2008, moved to Houston, Texas, decided I was going to do this grandiose career in graphic design, lived there for 7 months. Unfortunately, it did not work out. So therefore I moved back. During that
But
time, I had
what
to,
you said graphic design? What was that spark? What you said all of a sudden?
um,
I was interested in
so,
graphic design. So did you
so
do something? Draw
actually,
something?
That's an interesting question. So in high school, I loved art, took art classes. One of the people that's the reason why I'm where I am today is her name is Miss Nancy Mitchell. She was my high school art teacher. And she actually, I decided that I wanted to do a career in, I wanted to do art, but I wasn't exactly sure what that looked like. And I also wanted to be the first in my family to go to college. And again, wasn't exactly sure what that looked like. But she said, why not put the two together? Why not put arts and the thing that was rapidly becoming available, and that was computers. Why not put those together and become a graphic designer? And so I said, well, I'd love to try that. And so actually, to be honest with you, I didn't exactly think that it wasn't my idea, it was hers. I just really wanted to go to college, and here we are today. So I went to college and I absolutely fell in love with it, excelled in it, did well in it, actually competed in a national competition among other graphic designers from junior colleges, and landed fifth in the nation, actually.
Wow.
And so out of, I believe, 20 something applicants. And so
What was that project? What did you draw? What did you do?
so that was basically, it was to test varying skills. So we had to make a logo, we had to make a flyer, and we had to do different pieces in order to show our various skills using different programs and things of that nature. And
Yeah,
so
that's a pretty big deal. Coming in fifth in the nation. So did that
pretty
give you the spark you needed? Like, is this like confirmation? Was that like
yes.
confirmation? Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. It was one of those things that I was just like, yeah, this is definitely what I needed to do, and also, doing well in it, and and just knowing that I had achieved this accomplishment of being the first one in my family to actually go to college and do well in college was a pretty big deal. Now, not my extended family, of course, but my
Right.
immediate family. I was the first one.
Well, like you mentioned coming to Vicksburg, it was Chick-fil-A. I think that's where a lot of people knew you from. Was that your first real introduction to the Vicksburg public as far as and tell us
No,
about your job there. You were a marketing director, I believe.
yeah, absolutely. So to answer your first question, so I've been sort of in the public spectrum for a while. When I worked at Home Depot, I was a department supervisor and assisted in help with different things there, and interacted with a lot of people. And then also throughout that entire time, ever since 2013, I have been assisting as the graphic designer or marketing director, various roles at my church, where I do graphic design and also help with the marketing and the communication of the church. But in 2014, I did take on a marketing position at Chick-fil-A, which became probably one of the most well-known things that I was known for, especially in the drive-through at 12 o'clock, with lots of people who want their food now.
Right. So that led you to where you are today, which is ERDC. Tell us about uh, how you ended up coming to ERDC. I know I played a role in that. I knew you, or I knew you through friends, but tell us about that period of your life that all of a sudden you went from Chick-fil-A to where you are today at ERDC.
Yeah, absolutely. So I had partnered with one of the employees of the team that I now work on. His name is Brandon Pittman. I had partnered with him on a few things, and we had done a few different projects together in another realm, in our church realm, and we've done a few things. And I reached out to him one day and said, "Hey, man, if there's ever any other projects you guys want to work on, again, please let me know." And little did I know, the team that I'm currently on was looking at expanding and hiring a graphic designer. And so at that moment, when I sent the message saying, if there's anything I could do, let me know, little did I know I was actually saying, "Hey, I would like to join your team." And so a few weeks later, through the processes that be, I began filling out an application, applied, went through the application process, and became a contract employee of ERDC, where I, at the beginning, helped with a lot of video projects and filmings and things of that nature that led into other things, which I'm pretty sure we are going to talk about in a minute.
Well, obviously, coming new to the team, and a little background on our team for those watching. In the CIO office about 4 years ago or so, we had a need within ITL and ERDC at large to put together just a rock star media team. We wanted to put a team together that could do videos, logos, print media. And yes, we used our USACE G6 partners for our videography, formerly ACIT, but we really needed some in-house capabilities. So we started with Brandon Pittman was our first employee, and we've expanded now to a team of 6 full-time employees. But that's where Alvin came in with his background. So that's the team Alvin is referring to. So Alvin, one of the first things you worked on, I think the ERDC logo was the red and green. We called it the Christmas tree logo. No disrespect to anyone who had a part in that, but that was one of the first things that corporate communications, Miss Debbie Quimby, had asked us to kind of work on. Tell us a little about your role in that, and then I'll tell you what I think your role in that was, because it was pretty major. So tell us a little bit about how you started that and where it ended up.
Yeah, so absolutely. So actually, the way that project started, someone else is being modest. The way that project started is actually we were in between projects that we were working on, and as a stretch building exercise, skill building exercise. You actually asked me to if I could make the logo look like anything I wanted, if I could redesign the ERDC logo, or the brand, as we say, what would that look like? And so I began playing around, and I developed several options that are tucked away in a vault, never to be seen again. I developed several options, and most of those didn't quite make it. They didn't quite tell the story, and so I distinctly remember several of those. We just looked at and we said they're good, but they just don't fit what we're doing here and our goal here. And then I decided that we have 7 labs in ERDC, and they all support different things, but they all form together to form one ERDC. So I decided, what does that look like, and what does ERDC do? Well, it's part of a gear that makes things move and creates and becomes a part of a unit. And so therefore, I decided to make something that resembles a gear that also has several different parts. So it
And
shows
by the
all of.
way, that's the logo in the middle of this podcast screen right now.
Yes.
That's the one we're referring to.
Yes, absolutely. And what I can say is what happened next is that I showed it to a few members of the team, and they said, "Are we sure that this is where we want to go?" And I said, "Well, just watch this video." And there was a video that we played that showed each individual part becoming a part of a whole. And then that's when we knew that that's what we wanted to do. And then at that point, we showed it to some of the members of the corporate communications office. And then little did I know, on a Friday afternoon, Dr. Pittman was going to be viewing that. It was
Well,
actually
I think you're being a little modest. I think in
well,
my history of showing things to corporate communications and other people, it's a long, drawn out process. And not because they're dragging their feet, just because the people that have to get involved at changes, especially at the ERDC logo or some big change level, it just takes time to get on their calendar and for people to review it and send feedback. But I think CCO was so pumped about it. The video, like you said, told the story of it, that she, like, I'm not waiting. I'm going to go see Dr. Pittman in person. So I think
yeah,
that Friday afternoon meeting was a credit to how good that first batch came out. So continue.
the timeline for that, actually, I distinctly remember something I will probably never forget, is that we had a meeting, I believe, at between 1:30 and 2 o'clock with a member of that office, and we showed it to them, and they, of course, let us know that things like this do take time, but they would like to show it to a few members. Can they please have a digital link? So we provided them with a digital link, and then I received a phone call from you on Saturday to let me know that on Friday it had already been shown to Dr. Pittman, the director of ERDC. And so, which obviously is a definite escalation. And of course, I was also informed that he said, "Let's make it happen."
Right.
So really cool. It was a really cool thing.
Well, ever since then, I know you've worked on dozens, if not 100 projects since you've been on board here. And we're glad to have you. And we're going to do some more of these podcasts with the other team members as well. But we just wanted to introduce RDE and our ERDC family to you. I'm sure a lot of people have already been introduced to you through your work in the various labs. Before we go, just kind of an outgoing statement. Tell us, what drives you every day here at ERDC? Where do you see going, further as we continue down this journey together?
Well, what drives me at ERDC is that one of the really cool things is we've been able to really integrate ERDC into this more new age kind of thing. So, whereas everything looked a little more simplified and formal and everything, throughout our projects that we've been able to work on over the last few months and years, we've created booklets, we've created brands, we've created all these different personalized things that have really helped these projects and these missions go even further and create a whole inclusive, unified look and feel. And so one of the really cool things that really drives me is that I get to learn so much every day. I've made jokes to people that I've said, I know more about things called nearshore nourishment than I ever thought I would. I know more things about something called sand boils than I ever thought I would. I know, civil works things. And so I am obviously not an expert on these matters, but what I do know is that I get just a glimpse of some of the really cool projects and ways that we really are revolutionizing, technologies and creating these new innovative ways to make the world safer and better every day. And so it's really cool to watch, and I can't wait to be a part of helping people go even further with their projects as well.
Well, fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, Alvin Foster, hope you enjoyed today's podcast. We're going to do more in the future. Alvin, you have a great rest of your day, and we will talk to you guys later.